Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Alex live with Sparky 3. Quick thing before we jump into this episode. So this episode will have no video. We had a trademark Sparky 3 tech problem where the video actually cut off 10 minutes in and stopped recording. And funny enough, Terrible Football Show made its triumphant return this past week with also no video because of the same lingering tech issue. So because of that, I launched a promo code TechProbs with a Z at sparky3shop.com for 25% off. In this episode, we make a joke that whenever the promo code is active because of a tech problem, and if another tech problem happens within the same range that tech problem is active, or the promo code is active, then I'll increase the promo code. So that is what I'm doing here. Promo code TechProbs has now been bumped up to 30% off on everything in sparky3shop.com. Definitely would appreciate checking that out, as well as checking out everything else down in the description below. And please enjoy this episode. We got a lot of good conversations, a couple finales to chat about with Skeleton Knight in Another World, and of course, Tomodachi Game. Lots of good conversations there. Enjoy the episode, guys. Welcome into Anime Plus. I had to scroll up real quick because I forgot what episode we were on. We are on episode 77. I'm Alex Light with Sparky 3. Hope you're having a phenomenal day today, whatever day you are listening or perhaps watching this podcast. And if you are watching this podcast, you may see that we're in a completely different environment. That's because we've got something in the works right now. The studio that we once knew is dead. It had a good run. Didn't have a long run, but it had a good run.
Like quite literally, it's dead.
It's gone. I think that deserves a moment of silence. Moments pass. But yeah, that studio is dead. Shout out to that studio. Did everything great for us. Had a great time. Had one live thing in there for the draft. That was cool. We got something new in the works. But in the meantime, we're going to be recording from my office going forward. Shout out to that. I do have Zach here in studio. Zach, how you doing? How you feeling?
I'm doing good. Still think we should have burned the room down.
No, I don't think we should. It's still my house. So let's
it can be a controlled fire.
Let's not get too aggressive there, okay? We're still working out the stuff in this room. This room is it's a mess right now with the layout. Is it not? Like,
yeah, it is.
I'm working on it. Okay, I'm working on it.
I don't think we're gonna get much better though for the moment though.
Yeah, I just once I get a couple more cables in, I can run things around the room, and shit like that, and get a couple other pieces in. I think we can get something going. But for right now, it's kind of a mess. But on the plus side, Josh is still in a shot, and that's all that matters. I sent Josh a picture of me holding that pillow where he's like looking up at me, and I'm looking down at him, and I'm just like, "Thanks for always being there for me, bud." He's just like, "Burn that fucking pillow." Shout out to Josh. But yeah, this episode we got a couple finales for this week because we have Tomodachi Game and Skeleton Knight in Another World finales. We have two finales next week with Spy Family and Shield Hero. Even though Shield Hero really had that finale feeling,
it really did.
Like hardcore this week, hardcore finale feeling. But I actually had to stop and double check. Like, I'm pretty sure there's 13 episodes. Right? I had to go look real quick. I'm like, yep, there it is. 13 episodes coming out in 5 days. I'm like, I'm not crazy. So I don't know what the 13th episode is going to be. It's going to be kind of a. I wonder if it's going to be just like a complete bullshit episode. It's
either going to be bullshit or setup.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of the two. It's gonna be one of the two. But two finales this week, and then after the finales next week, I'm fucked after that, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Seriously, the summer lineup is not compelling for me personally. There's a lot of series out there and a lot of fandoms out there that are gonna be eating good for the summer. There's a lot of good shit happening in the summer. I acknowledge that from the outside in, but not for me. So I got to figure out. I still have summertime for like 12 more weeks.
Yep.
More than that, actually, about 13, 14. So I still got that for a little bit. So I'm good for a little while, but I got to figure out something else for the summer. It's going to be rough. I am reading Bleach right now, though, so I may just also watch some Bleach. I don't know, man.
I think you should just pick up a sports anime for the summer.
There are a couple that are going on this summer. I forgot what. Maybe Prince of Tennis is coming back this summer, or that's fall.
I believe that's fall.
Okay, never mind.
There's currently a soccer anime going on. You can catch up on.
Yeah, I did see that. I forgot what it's called. but that's about 12 episodes in right now.
Yep.
And then in the fall, of course, we have Blue Lock starting. I don't know what we're going to do about fall either. We've been chatting about that. We may have to split up manga ratings and anime episodes into 2 different uploads. Because, dude, there's just so much anime that we're both planning to watch.
Yeah.
Because, like, when it comes to the lineup, there's, like, for sure stuff that we know. Like, there's no way we're not watching it. You know what I mean? And then there's some things, like, for me, I'm super pumped for the new Gundam, but, who knows? I might not like it. You know what I mean? So that's in the realm of, we'll see if it makes it for me. I'm pumped for it now, but I could, like I was like Orient, for example, and then it may get slashed. But like My Hero, locked in. Bleach, at this point, I'm calling it locked in because I am gonna finish the manga before we get there. Blue Lock, I'm gonna probably say that's gonna be locked in. It's probably in the same realm as Gundam, but I feel like Blue Lock will probably get locked in. To Your Eternity,
I'll watch it.
I'll watch it, yeah, but it's one that could probably be on my lower end. Like, I might miss it this week, every once in a while. And then Chainsaw Man, that one is locked in, That one's locked in for sure. Because it's one of those things, it's like, based on, like, the popularity of shows, what needs to be on there on our anime podcast and what can not make it, So, like, we both know, like, Chainsaw Man has to be on there. Yeah, Bleach has to be on there. Yeah. I feel like it does. That's a huge comeback.
I mean, it is a huge comeback, but still.
That's a massive comeback. My Hero's got to be on there. After that, it's just like, I don't know. We'll figure it. Well, of course, Dragon Quest has to be on there. That has to be.
Here's the only thing. It still hasn't popped up for wintertime, so I might be free of it come winter.
No, you're stuck with it.
We'll see.
You're stuck with it.
It hasn't shown up as a slot for winter yet, so.
Oh, well. With where it's at now, do you feel like it could actually finish before winter?
Do I feel like it could finish? Yes. Will they let it finish? I don't know.
That's the question. Okay, fair enough. You've had a long journey, my friend.
Freaking 2 years.
I'm so sorry.
I did not expect this to go for 2 years.
I didn't either. When it started in back in 2020 when we started this podcast, I didn't think that it would go this long either because it was like Anime Plus episode 3.
Yeah.
As episode 3 or 4 is when we started reviewing it. So.
And then when it hit 25 and then I still was at like next on, I went, shit.
Yep. I
was like, I thought we weren't doing these kinds of series anymore. Damn it.
Yeah. Nope. Here we are. We're still rocking. It has been grandfathered in. So it's one of those things that it has to be talked about every week.
So literally, if it's still going in winter, something is going to get knocked off because
Dragon Quest
has to stay.
It's got seniority. It has seniority. I'm sorry, people. It has seniority. We have rules here at this show. Before we really jump into stuff, got a couple things here to address. Number one, we do have a promo code right now in the merch store. Promo code TechProbs with a Z at the end because I think this is going to be the new trend. Whenever we have a trademark Sparky 3 tech problem, we're going to launch a promo code for it because Terrible Football Show did make its triumphant return. Fell face first into the ground because it didn't have video because we had trademark. I am having tech problems in this office right now. To give you guys a great example, when Zach got here, the cameras were working, right?
Yeah.
Roadcaster was not. I had to reset the computer, get the Roadcaster back up and going because I have to fix some shit back here. Like I can get it going. It's gonna be fine in like a week, no worries. But when I restart it, Roadcaster's good. The camera that we had set up for him was no longer working, and I had to quickly switch to another camera that was working. I'm having problems in here, but we're gonna fix it. It'll be good to go in like a week or two. It'll be fun, no big deal. But yeah, promo code TechProbs, that is with a Z, for 25% off. I forgot when I have it running to. I have it running to like the second week of July. Just pick up some merch, 25% off.
So if we have another tech problem in between before that promo,
I'll bump up that percent.
I was gonna ask.
Yep. That'll be another rule. That'll be another rule for the merch store. If we launch a promo code for tech probs, because that's gonna be the forever problem, right? Is tech probs with a Z. And if another tech problem happens within that run that I have the promo code going on, number one, the promo code will be extended, and number two, I will bump it up. That's going to be the new thing for Sparky 3 and tech problems. Because like for a Terrible Football Show, I put up that fucking tech problems handwritten shirt on like
is that still on there? Dang it.
Yeah, that shirt is still on the merch store, and it was on like the video because the videos of course was just like the overlay whatever.
Yeah.
I did put that shirt front and center like, hey, sorry for tech probs, sub P's, go buy some merch. Now the other thing that we have to address, it's pretty cool. I think it's cool. I'm very excited for this. This is a huge occasion for us.
Yes, it is.
This is big. We officially have our first promo code that's not from us. You can use promo code Sparky3 at rogueenergy.com to get 10% off your entire order. So shout out to that, dude. That link's going to be down in the description below, of course. Go pick up some Rogue Energy. I have tried it here recently. I've been drinking it, having a good time. I'm really enjoying it. I really like how it tastes like an energy drink. That's the big thing that I like about it, because I'm an energy drink fanatic. Unfortunately, it's a terrible thing to be a fanatic of, but here we are. But it tastes like an energy drink. I'm super pumped up to begin this new partnership journey with Rogue Energy. Yeah, rogueenergy.com. Use promo code SPARKE3 for 10% off. We definitely appreciate that support. Help your boys grow into gold members over at Rogue Energy.
But most of all, get you some tasty Rogue Energy.
That's true.
I haven't had a chance to try it yet, but should be getting my starter set here in the next day or two. So,
and you also have a top tier shaker for Anime Plus.
Yeah, they have a starter set called the Momo Shaker, which is just a giant anime girl on it.
Yeah, it's Rogue Energy's first creator shaker. I forgot I think it's Momo Mischief is the name of the creator. So the first creator shaker. But Rogue Energy, one thing that I really like about Rogue Energy as well is I like the variation of products. You know what I mean? Because they have energy formula, awesome. They have a hydration formula, so it's like a Gatorade. You can drink it any time of the day. They have their extreme formula, which is a pre-workout. So if you're big into going to the gym, you can pick up the extreme formula. And they also have the protein shakes as well. It was like the caramel vanilla or whatever.
Caramel vanilla and cookies and cream. I chose that on my starter set, not even thinking about it, and went, that's a protein shake. Yep. I'm probably going to hate that.
Hey, I'm about a good protein shake. So, yeah, go check out some Rogue Energy. Support your boys. Promo code SPARKY3. We definitely appreciate that. And, of course, go join the Discord. Follow us over at Twitter at Animan Podcast. And I will say, for joining the Discord, if you have me listening to this, obviously you're a fan of anime and manga. But if you also have me a fan of football, definitely join the Discord, because it's a great way to communicate with us and be on a terrible football show as a guest. For episode 30 that came back, it was a big guest episode.
Yes.
It was a 2-hour show, first off. Thank you for listening to that if you do. With 4 different guests, lots of great conversations. And whenever a Terrible Football Show comes back weekly, and we're doing our weekly thing, talking about games and stuff, we want to get guests on there. You can ask us a question about a team or something that happened, or talk about whatever. Have a good time there. So definitely join the Discord. We appreciate that for sure. With that said, anything that we need to discuss before we really jump into stuff? I'm trying to think. There was something that popped out. Tokyo Revengers did get confirmed.
Yes,
for its next season, kicking off in January,
yes,
which is dope. We're going to go from probably, on my opinion, the best fall season of anime we've ever had, at least on paper, going into now January with a heavy hitter with Tokyo Revengers. So that's pretty dope. I can't think. Chainsaw Man Part 2 kicking off here in
July.
In just literally 3 weeks.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
Yeah, so that's going to be definitely added to our lineup, so we can further use. I got this. I'm gonna guess correctly. It is.
What the is this chapter?
Boom, got
there
it.
you go.
Yep. So we can use that every single week, because that is Chainsaw Man, to a T. And I am pumped to watch this anime, because it's going to be super over the top, and it's going to look beautiful and stuff. But I still just want to hammer home for everyone that has not read the manga. This story is mid. I'm telling you up front. The only thing that makes Chainsaw Man great is that
it's combat.
It's so over the top.
It's over the top, and its action scenes are ridiculous.
Yeah, but I just want to temper expectations, everyone. The story is very average. I want to temper those expectations. It's entertaining. It's entertaining.
Very entertaining. If you're going for a narrative, I may look at something else.
Temper the expectations on that for sure. I don't think there was anything else that really popped out this week. I think those are really the only main 2 things. At least anime manga wise.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, other than just mangas releasing.
Yeah. I don't know if I touched on this last week, but I have seen all the spoilers for Dragon Ball Superhero, worst movie name in history. This shit's going to be wild. I'm pretty pumped to go watch this movie. Yeah, that does remind me of one. Dragon Ball Super is apparently confirmed for its next anime season.
Oh, okay.
I think it was, I didn't dig very deep in it, but I'm pretty sure it was the directors that were talking about that. Now that the movie's done, they're looking at the next season.
Is it going to be the granola stuff?
Yeah, it would be first. I say first, but in terms of canon arcs, it would be the Moro arc, obviously, which that would be a pretty good one and a pretty long one, up until the end of the arc, where Goku basically goes uses his own version of the Susanoo, whatever, from Naruto, because it's basically what he does. He makes a giant aura version of himself. I mean, it's just the fuck, dude. And then we get into the granola stuff. Yeah. But I mean, dude, if it's anything like Dragon Ball Super, obviously they'll have their own content. You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
And I got to say, like, I'm excited for that possibility because, like, the manga, of course, is monthly. And, like the Goku Black arc, that was anime first before it even got, put into the manga. Mm-hmm. And that arc was awesome. I mean, that's one of the best Dragon Ball arcs, like, in my opinion.
Best sound bites.
That's true.
See, Black!
That's true. That's true.
Gosh dang it, Funimation.
Yeah. No, so I'm looking forward to seeing what like anime original content they'll come up with because I am sure they'll have some good stuff. The thing with Dragon Ball Super is that like the anime only content that it did do, like it was pretty solid. It rehashed the movies, which also now that I think about it, I wonder if the anime will rehash the Broly movie. Like it rehashed.
It's quite possible.
Like that actually might be the first arc when the show comes back. It might just rehash the Broly arc,
like how they did with the Beerus.
It was the Beerus one, and then they rehashed Frieza like literally back to back. That was the first like 30 episodes of Dragon Ball Super before we got to the
Galactic Tournament or whatever.
The tournament between Universe 7 and Universe 8, and then it was like some bullshit stuff, and then it was the Goku Black, and then the Tournament of Power. So watch out. The Broly arc could just get animated, which I mean, it might be okay. I mean, I don't know. It just depends. The Broly movie was dope. So I don't know. That's debatable.
That seems to be the trend with some shows now. If they have a movie, it's like we'll just reanimate it.
Demon Slayer didn't even reanimate it, like straight up. Like
they just cut it down.
Dude, they did. Like they did add a couple scenes, but I'm not shitting you because I did it. If you pull up the movie and like the episodes and you put them side by side, like dude, it is identical. Like identical to a T, and I'm just like, all right, guys, like, come on. I know it already looks great, but like, come on, you couldn't do anything different for the show. But I guess I mean, to be fair, they also go very over the top for Demon Slayer animation, right? So it's just like, all right, go ahead and take the extra time polishing the Entertainment District arc. That's fine, but whatever. All right, let's go ahead and jump into stuff. So we'll kick things off with Tomodachi Game, episode 12, the finale of season 1.
Yep.
Yo, I gotta say, I'm probably gonna pick up this manga. I like this series has been such a treat for this spring season for me, dude. It has been so good. Like, it's one of those things where there's like been a lot of moments that's been very predictable, but at the same time, it's like, okay, like like kind of like this is going to happen. Like, but obviously,
but you never are sure about how it came about,
how it happens. So it will. Like for example, you knew Group C was going to win.
Yeah,
but how did they win?
I'm curious, Alex. Were you planning on watching this at all before I mentioned it?
I looked at it. But that was about as far as I got. So I would say no. Now, once you mentioned it, I was like, yeah. I mean, I did take a peek at it, so I guess I'll actually watch it. And it has been an absolute treat. I
mean, I'm right there with you. I'm probably, once I stop reading Golf King, which I've picked up for whatever reason,
Christ.
I'll probably go and catch up on Tomodachi because, I mean, based on the anime, with that last episode, that was chapter 28 in the manga. Mm-hmm. Currently 101 chapters, and we thought it was done, only for me to find out that it has a Hunter x Hunter thing going on.
Rip.
And the author has long hiatuses.
Rip.
Because the last chapter released back in August of 2020.
Rip.
Oh, no, not 2020, 2021.
Rip. That whole hiatus thing is the sole reason why I've never gotten into Hunter x Hunter, because I don't want to get into a series knowing that it doesn't have a true ending.
It's in its final arc. So Tomodachi is.
Hunter x Hunter, we'd assume it is, but I'm not sure. Apparently Hunter x Hunter should have ended with the arc they just finished up, whatever, but I don't know. But no, this episode was pretty solid. It was, obviously the special edition, air quotes, Tomodachi Game, whatever, where Kokorogi was kidnapped, and Yuchi was just like, hey, if you don't show up, she's going to have a hard time, but not that hard compared to you if you do show up. So obviously he shows up, and dude, this episode was brutal.
It was pretty brutal.
Dude, this was the fingernail thing made me brutally cringe. Brutally cringe, by the way. Like, you know, I do like the little tidbit where it's like the first game was like, you know, Yuchi gets punched 3 times really hard. That was the first game, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's like Yuchi gets punched 3 times really hard. Kagura only gets hit once, and Yuchi's like, whatever, I got this. And the dude just like completely just wails on him 3 times when he's on the ground. He's like, well, at least it doesn't hit as hard as the gorilla captain. I'm just like, Yuchi, you psychopath, but all right, man. The next one, that was the fingernail one.
That was
right?
the fingernail.
God, that is so
Yeah,
brutal.
it was 3 rounds. Pretty much what the game was so it was 3 rounds of different punishments, and Kokurogi was the one to decide who got punished. If she chose herself, she took the punishment, but it wasn't as harsh. If Yuchi took the punishment, it was harsher. For like the punches you said, it was she gets punched once, he gets punched 3 times. Fingernails, she would have only lost 1, Yuchi lost 3, and then
God.
And it was a whole thing of just Yuchi trying to protect her because she felt bad and wanted to take it, but she couldn't handle the pain herself.
Right.
And so he kept constantly standing up. And then the last round was the guy was just like, you can dance around in the nude in front of all of us with us being lecherous, or I'm going to stab his hand 3 times because no one wants to watch him dance in the nude.
Yep. And then gets brutally stabbed 3 times in the hand. She's like, all right, you're free to go. You know, had a nice little moment between them where Kokurogi's just like, you know, whatever you've done in the past is what you've done in the past, whatever. You know, I trust you now, whatever. You know, he got all bandaged up. You know, he put her jacket on. He's like, all right, you should leave now because you don't want to see what's about to happen. Yeah. Which is Yuchi's dark side coming out.
He starts his own personal game of rock, paper, fingers.
Yep. Basically, you know, how depending on, you know, if you do like scissors or paper, like, you know, you would lose all of it. He was going to lose all of his fingers.
Yeah, more or less what the bet was if the guy won, Yuji would pay him 10 million yen.
Yep.
Because the guy said, beginning before he got them, was like, I can tell him your secret. He's just like, okay, I can play with that. And he's just like, I'll give you 10 million yen. It's like, you don't have. It's like, if you really know my secrets, you know that's barely even chump change to me.
Right.
And that's when I first was like, okay, Yuchi knows something. Because that guy was really hesitant. He was just like he was pushed in a corner because of that statement.
Yeah.
He was just like, yeah, of course.
Right.
And moral was, if the guy won, Yuchi would give him 10 million. And if Yuchi won, he would cut as many fingers off as what he plays. So if the guy lost with rock, he lost no fingers. If he lost with scissors, he lost 2 fingers. If he lost with paper, he lost all 5 fingers. And then it was a whole mind game of Yuji going with his stabbed hand. He's like, I can only use paper or rock with this hand. So you have advantage here and all this fun stuff. And then it's the guy's whole mental battle of him going, well, if he chooses this, he's probably thinking I'm thinking this, and yada, yada, yada. Being like super smart on what he chooses. And there was a whole build-up at the beginning of that middle episode where Yuchi, after the first round, Yuchi's just like, you guys follow this guy around? And the guy goes on a whole spiel, like, I'm the smartest person in the room.
Yep.
I don't need strength. I got charisma. I got smarts.
I'd never abandon my boys. Yeah. I'd never throw them under the bus. You know, he's like, I'm the whole package.
Yeah. And it just eventually leads to this game where when they finally draw, well, Yuchi doesn't use his injured hand. He uses his other hand throwing scissors when the guy decided he would use paper because that was his safer bet because either he'd win or draw, only for scissors to play out. And then he starts freaking out. And the doors bust in with Tenji with the actual committee from Tomodachi Game being like, who the fuck are you? And it's just like, try and impersonate us, you shit.
Basically.
And they roll up and just, the big guy who punched Yuchi at the beginning charges Miss Leader of the management. She just clocks him with her heel.
Yeah, just one quick, swift kick. And I like the little tidbit. She does the kick. She, you know, pulls back up her
stocking.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to beat your ass, but I'm a respectable lady.
Yeah. Basically, dude. And then they have like this leader like down and pinned, whatever. She's like, oh, you're coming with us. It's like, you're going to pay for impersonating us. And Yuchi's like, hold on, I'm not done with
Don't
this guy.
take my prize. His fingers are mine.
Yeah. And she's going to let him do it. she holds his hand down. She's like, just make it quick. And he gets sadistic. And he's like, oh, which one should I start with?
He's playing the friggin' 5-finger game.
Yeah. It's like, oh, man, which one should I start with?
And I'm gonna admit, that's a low-key. I was like, damn, that's impressive, Yuchi, because it's not even his hand. He's just...
And at that moment, he's just like, oh, you know, I'll make you another deal. You know, it could either be all 5 of yours or one of your boys' fingers. And then, the leader's just like, oh, come on, guys. Hey, it's only one of your fingers compared to 5 of mine. You know, and then starts insulting them.
Yeah.
It's like, just one of your, dirty ass hands or whatever. It's like, compared to my 5. Like, come on, guys. Yeah. And then I think that was when Yuchi was just about to do it. Right. And then,
he passes out from blood loss.
Yeah. He just completely passed out because then, he's like still freaking out or something. And then I think it was it
was the lead manager.
The lead manager's like, all right, game is over. Yuchi passed out.
Does it say any of the manager ladies' names?
Besides, I don't know. I guess Maria wouldn't be her real name, would it?
I would assume it wouldn't be, but
I do like that little extra bit, right? Whenever everyone's coming over to Yuchi, she's like, Yuchi, and then Kokuru's like, who are you? He's like, oh, I'm just a girl he took for a fling, for a summer fling. I was just like, oh, Maria, you're great.
She's
fantastic.
She's here just for the chaos,
dude. She is the example of chaotic evil. Like chaotic. Oh, what would she be? Would she be chaotic evil?
She'd be more chaotic neutral.
Okay,
she doesn't care the outcome.
That's
as
true.
long
That's
as
true.
It's chaos and somebody's bawling and dead inside at the end of it.
Yeah, love her. She's great. Great character.
Yes.
Lots of red flags though. Don't go for a woman like that. Don't go for a man like that either. Lots of red flags, but fun to be around sometimes.
Yes.
And then I did like how it further just kind of delivered how sadistic Yuchi is, where it's like the dude was in the van, whatever, handcuffed, and then she just broke down Yuchi's thing. It's just like in one single game of rock paper scissors, he completely destroyed you because he proved that 1, you're not big brain, 2, you don't have a lot of charisma, and 3, you would throw your boys under the bus immediately, and now your boys say they want nothing to do with you, so you're our prey. Like he's like in one single game, he fucked you over completely. So
everything he built up, Yuchi took away instantly.
Yep. And now we're geared up for the next game, which Yuchi is out of commission for, unfortunately. And it's going to be Tenji and Kokurogi. And it was going to be like, what, the best friend civil court? Is that what it was or something like that?
It was like friendship court. And it involves, not Mambu, but Mibu? Is that his name?
I think so, yeah.
Mibu, because he's still on trial for the murder of his father.
Yeah, Shibi.
Yeah, Shibi. For the murder of his father.
Yeah.
And apparently, since, assuming based on how this game is set up, the organization's the one who's caused it. So I guess through some form or fashion, this game, they're able to prove Shibi's not guilty?
Yeah.
It doesn't really, all it does is does a setup. It was like, hey, get ready for the next game. You can possibly help, as they're around Yuchi, and Maria's just like, don't you have another friend who really needs your help? She pulls out a phone. It's just a very, almost like a live stream shot of Shibi in a cell.
Just like, oh, God.
And then brings others like, we'll do what we need to do. They have a little moment between Tenji and Kokurogi just going, I'm going to do what I need to. And Kokurogi's like, well, if Yuchi trusts you, Tenji, I'll believe in you as well. And then it just shows them in a court with Judge Mambu and Shiba getting rolled in a wheelchair and insane jacket or straight jacket.
And then a very hard cut.
Yes.
Very hard cut because, like, this is the last episode, so I thought there would be something, like, confirming season 2. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Kind of like what 86 did, right? But no, it's just, like, you see, like, whatever, the book or whatever just hit the screen, and it's just like, boop, cut. I'm like, is that it? Yep. I went over, I'm like, oh, yep, that's the full time length. So, naturally, a season 2 is safe to confirm. It's just a matter of when it's going to come. I saw some people in the comments like, oh, great, now I got to wait 2 years. I'm like, oh, lovely. Yeah, it would make sense, though. No,
or you can go read the manga. Read up to the final arc.
Yeah, true. I would hope for just sometime next year. You know what I mean? Like next spring or next winter season. That's what I would hope for. But no, Tomodachi Game overhaul. What would you rate the show? These 12 episodes. I would probably give it probably like a 8 out of 10.
I'd give it an 8. Yeah.
Easily. It was solid. I really enjoyed it. Now, what about Skeleton Knight? You hit your finale there, episode 12. How did Skeleton Knight Another World do for you? For this episode and this whole season.
I mean, it finished as I expected. So the previous episode finished off with the Hydra escaping and all that fun stuff from the underground base, and more or less it sets up the guys being an evil prick and all this whatnot. He had family issues, everyone calling him weak, and him having a inferiority complex of just people not giving him what he deserves and admitting that he's strong and all this fun stuff. So the Hydra gets free. He says he sends to go attack a city. And Arc Ariana and Chiyumi. That's close, but not her name. The ninja beast girl.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, we can't deal with a Hydra and whatnot. We need to retreat and regroup and everything. Elf girl's pissed because of what dude did to her. She's like, we're not going anywhere. We're going to hunt him down, and we're going to punish him. Whole red orb around her. She's going to go murder a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
So they start to go away, and as they're running away, they're just like, Art, come on. He's just staring at the Hydra. He's just like, but what about the Hydra? It's going to attack that city if we do nothing. It's like, it's a Hydra. It's known as the Nation Ruiner. We can't do anything. It's like, I don't know about that. I was about to say, you can kill a Hydra. And they're just like, you think you can take it? Yeah! Cracks his knuckles. And the elf girl is just like, fine, we'll go hunt him down. You go fight the Hydra. So they run off to go find the tamer dude. And Ark, being Ark, he just straight up goes to fight a Hydra.
Like, basically kind of like a Hercules thing. He's like, whatever, let's go.
Yes, because so the city finally sees a Hydra, and they're starting to make plans to evacuate everyone and defend the city. And just as the Hydra's about to breathe breath at the city from its range, as it's breathing, a shockwave attack hits it, catches it, and it just shoots up in the air. And he combos that shockwave into jumping up, cutting a head off into a lariat. And he lariats the Hydra.
That's amazing.
He then proceeds to continue fighting, cutting off heads, only for being a Hydra. They regenerate, and he's just like, damn, that's some impressive regeneration. But I have this one spell. It's a grand spell. I've never used it before, but this will be over in 5 minutes. He casts a spell. He summons Infront, like the demon Infront from another plane, to just Kaiju battle a Hydra. So that happens. The girls find the other guy. He goes on his inferiority complex, yada, yada, yada. Elf girl more or less lays the smackdown, kills him in a nice... She literally lights the dude and fire and immolates him. All good. Then they proceed to watch as Ark's Infront tangos with this Hydra, just beats the ever-living crap out of it. Only to knock it away, Ark to grab its tail and Bowser it into the sky for the Infront to immolate it with a giant flame. Yeah. It was just a kaiju battle. With him at the end just grabbing a Hydra's tail and just and Bowsering it up in the sky. They sort of finish it up. They talk about like, so what are you going to do with that? He's like, it'll disappear in a couple minutes. It'll be fine.
Don't worry about it.
He's just like, you wouldn't... I wouldn't doubt if people start worshiping. It's like, nah, that wouldn't happen. Then it just finishes up with doing some politics stuff. The princess that he saved, she makes her move to ally with the elves to combat her brother, yada, yada, yada. Does some whole stuff to bring the story around to what it's going to go to next. Ark in the group's just like, so what's next for us? He's like, well, I think I'm going to continue exploring. And the elf girl was like, well, I got to take you to that springs next. He was like, springs? The one that breaks curses? He's like, right, the springs that is near the Dragon Lord's place. That's fantastical. Let's go. And it just ends like that.
The show just ends like that.
Yep.
Okay, next adventure, I guess.
Pretty much. And I mean, I want you to know, whenever he started fighting with the Hydra, it played the opening song.
Yes.
That's his theme.
Hey, that's the best moments. And that opening song is pretty fire.
I mean, it's legit. I found out it's actually sang by a YouTuber who used to cover anime songs and then was contacted to do this song for an anime.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How do you feel about the total season? Are you going to be watching the season 2?
I mean, if a season two comes out, yeah, I'll watch it. It's an entertaining series. I mean, overall for a rating, I'd probably give it a 7. I mean, it's entertaining, but it's fairly mid-tier when it comes to like story and everything like that. Right. It's nothing super over the top, anything we haven't ever seen before. It's just entertaining.
It's just a fun show.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Speaking of fun shows, how's Dragon Quest?
So...
I like when you started off this way.
So we had an episode of the hero party fighting amongst themselves over semantics of what they needed to be doing while the villain's just chilling there, just like, make up your damn minds. So, previous episode, Avon got taken away by Reaper dude, Clover, and they're in a now duel to the death. They can't leave that plane unless one of them dies. Die, Pop, and Man were just like, Mistver's got to know a way to get him out. So we need to beat Mistver and beat him to get the information out. Meanwhile, Leona, the princess at the top of the stairs, is just like, no, we don't. Die needs to conserve his energy and get to King Vern. And they all sort of look at her like, why would you say that? Mam's even just like, we can't abandon Avon. We at least have to try. And Leona's just like, damn it all. Then it goes to Avon fighting with Kilvern. He counters Kilvern right before Kilvern finishes him off. He's just like, I don't have to worry. I always planned to be here. And everything. He does a move and Kilvern's like, you could have killed me back then. He's like, yeah, but I wanted your anger directed towards me so that you want to go after Die and we'd be here. And I'm just like, bullshit, you knew this was going to happen. But whatever, Avon. And he's like, it doesn't matter. I've already left my successor. She'll lead the heroes party. He's like, successor? Shot Leona. Then it goes back to Leona, Avon talking, and Avon just being like, Die needs to reach King Vern with minimal effort. He needs to be at his best. The Hero Sword is the only thing we have chance to beat Vern. And it goes on a whole thing. It's like, my party did all they could to get me for Hadlar when I fought Hadlar. And we have shots of everyone going, just yelling out, go, Avon, we got this, yeah.
Yeah.
Heal. Pop Smash is just like, get your ass out of here. I got this. Smile, shine. So he more or less has that, and then we have a whole thing where the other three, Die, Pop, and Mam, go to fight Mr. Vern, and Leona was just like, stop, this is what he wants. He wants to distract you. We need to go. She has this whole talk telling them what they need to do, and everyone, they all have a change of heart and just going like, Pop goes, go, Die. I got this. I can take him. And then Mam's just like, don't do anything stupid. I'll fight with you. It's just, Die's just like, all right, I'll leave it to you. Runs up the stairs. I want you to know that in this time, Leona's at the top of the stairs. They're like the mid stairs. Then they run down to go fight Mr. Vern, have this conflict. And we're talking like maybe 30 steps altogether.
Okay.
From top to bottom. All right. So, in the time it takes Die to go from the bottom of the stairs to run up to Leona to continue down in the castle of Vern, these things happen. Pop and Mam attack Mr. Vern, trying to distract because Mam believes with her refractor fist, her life energy fist, that she can hurt Mr. Vern because they know he has some form underneath his cloak. He's just not a shadow entity. Well, they do all this stuff, Pop taking a note from Dragon Ball and summoning a bunch of blast spells instead of Ki Blast.
Hell yeah.
And just going,
hell yeah.
Quite literally.
Like Vegeta.
Literally, shot for shot.
Fantastic. I already love this.
Mr. Vern's just sitting there, throwing him away, everything. Smoke's comes like, I don't know what you're expecting from this, only for Mam to come out of the shadows to try and punch him. She punches him, and nothing happens. She's just like, what? She's like, gotcha. Hands turn into tentacles, grabs Mam. She's now wrapped up in fingers.
Oh.
Pop's just like, Mam, no. He comes over. Tentacle grab his ass.
Oh.
There are no.
This is getting kinky.
Now they're both grabbed, and before this, he made a prediction. He's like, I'll have you screaming to bait Die back here before he gets up those steps. So now he has both of them in tentacle fingers, choking him to death, just enough for them to reach out and scream, and Die turns around and go, my friends, I have to protect them. He still hasn't reached the top of the stairs, mind you. He's still running up the stairs.
Even though it's 30 steps.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is like really quick combat. They talk a lot and say a lot of shit, but apparently in the time that takes, it's like maybe 20 seconds. So Guy goes to turn around. He's just like, I got to protect him. Leon's like, no! Mr. Wood's like, yes, my plan has worked. Now die. And from the back, from behind, Edgelord II, back from the dead, appears, doing one nice strike, hitting Mr. Vern, saving Mam and Pop, and showing up, and just like everyone's like, as Mam's about to pass out, she's just like, Hyunkle, you came. Pop's about to pass down. He's like, you bastard. She's like, you're not Hyunkle. End.
Dragon Quest is always such a fucking trip. But in reality, like, this is coming to an end, right? Like, it feels like it is. From everything that you've been talking.
We're in the final battle.
Right. Like, it feels like this is coming to a close.
I mean, we're in the final battles. Unless another random enemy shows up, which shouldn't be. It's literally the last two Guardians of Kilvern and Mistavern, which Mistavern is dealing with a trio of heroes. Mam, Pop, and Hyunkle's insert, Edgelord II. And then Avon's fighting Kilvern in a dual universe, and Leona and Dai are attempting to get to King Vern.
Okay.
So depending on how long they want to drag this out,
could be done by fall.
I can only hope.
This can be the last summer. It started with the summer, and it's going to end with the summer.
I can only hope.
Man, the day that it ends, we're going to have a very nice moment of silence for Dragon Quest. It had a hell of a run.
We don't need to have a moment of silence. We need to have freaking trumpets.
And just celebrate loudly. I'll put a trumpet effect on there. Well, hopefully by then as well, we'll have the other mixer into play, and we can do like some extra voice effects and really make it like a nice like send off for it. You know, make it sound like something super official. Have a good time with it.
Just get that line from me way back when. Fuck Pop.
Yeah. I'll go dig it up. All right, next up, Spy Family, episode 11, second to last episode for this season. How'd you feel about this episode? Just another solid episode, another good time here.
I still don't believe that Anya could get away with that with just she's a child. She's just doing stupid shit.
Right.
For what happened. And him just be like, oh, you did well. It's just like, I don't know what child you've ever experienced, seen or whatnot, but
yeah,
a child just doesn't go, I'm going to go swimming.
Bye.
And can outrun a parent before they're just like, no.
Yeah, exactly. And you're right. I mean, that's this show, though. You know, that's just this show. Yeah, I mean, hey, she's got 1 star, though. Or, yeah, 1 star.
And then it was...
For saving a kid that was drowning. She picked up what he was thinking.
So more or less, let's go through this. The beginning episode was Twilight Lloyd trying to figure out how do we help her get Stella stars.
Yep.
And him going through a whole assortment of things is just like, maybe studying won't work. After he tried to get her to study. And it's just like, maybe sports.
Nope.
Maybe music.
Nope.
Community service.
Nope.
Well.
Kinda.
We went through that one. So they went to a hospital to do community service, only for Lloyd to be helping and Anya being a child and doing everything she's not supposed to do.
Yeah, and messing things up.
She goes to clean, break stuff. Goes to help in the library. She spends time reading the books and setting them everywhere.
Yeah, she gets distracted by manga.
Yes. Go to help with the laundry and whatnot. She falls asleep in the sheets.
Yep.
More or less, it comes to the point where a nurse is finally somebody's like, we don't want your help. Please leave.
Get out. We are done with you.
And all that fun stuff. Only for Lloyd and Anya to be trying to make their way out of this hospital. We get a moment with some other kid getting him physical therapy and whatnot. He's gone to the pool to
see the temperature.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he didn't want to. He didn't want to get in the pool because that'd be too cold. Whatever. He kind of dips in, then he just ends up falling in.
Yeah.
And his legs messed up, so he can't really swim anyway. And he's on the deep end. No one heard him. No one saw him. The person that was with him was trying to look for him, and that's when Anya started catching, his thoughts. It's just like, can't breathe.
Help.
Yep.
She's just like, huh? And she just goes, I'm sorry I couldn't do community service. I'm going to become an all-star swimmer. I'm going to go swim.
Right now. I'm going to go start practicing right now, and just takes off. He's like, wait, no, it's not for public swimming.
And she just barges into the swimming pool, and everyone's very confused. And the physical therapist who was at the kids' stool, he's like, child, who are you? Where's your parents? And it's just like, she just wanders off, and everyone's like, huh? What's going on? There's a bunch of old people in the other pool doing physical therapy, just going, huh? What's going on? And I'm just like, oh, what a great pool!
It's like, oh, how cool is this area? Yeah.
She sees some bubbles, just goes, dive! dives in, tries to swim to save the child. Child's just eyes wide and all this fun. Anya's like, I'm gonna save you. I'm getting weak. And as she's about to pass out, Lloyd grabs Anya and grabs the kid.
Saves the day.
And pulls up. She's like, boom, boom. And everyone's just like, I was like, I saw bubbles. No one questions.
No one even, like, seriously, like, there's no way this would happen in IRL. Like, there's just no way.
I mean, there's a chance.
There is a chance.
Not IRL. It's just the certain circumstances about would not be this way.
Yeah, no chance. No chance in hell. But she got a star out of it, though.
Yeah, she got a Stella Star.
First one in her class.
For saving people.
Yeah.
Because that was even a thing that Lloyd had mentioned was like, there's been Stella Stars for people doing great services. And he was like, well, maybe we could, no, that'd be too suspicious. Never mind.
Yeah, because there was at one point in the episode he was just toying with like, oh, maybe we could just set up a bunch of stuff with the agency. And she's like, yeah, that would people would catch on.
Yeah, and she gets a Stella Star for that. And then the next portion of the episode is her at school just showing off her Stella Star and people being awed and amazed, and her classmates being completely treacherous, backstabbing. It's like,
yep.
Who would wear their star to school? It's like, I bet she faked it. I bet she kicked the kid into the pool and all everything. And then Elisa, Damon, the girls who said that, it's like, don't you think Damon's just like, you think we are go to such a third-rate school that
would allow that, allow them to get, give a star or whatever for that,
for something like that?
Yeah.
If you think that, you should just transfer exam to somewhere else.
Right. Yeah.
And everyone's just like, oh,
okay, all right, I'll shut up now.
and
Sorry.
And Becky's just like, maybe he's not such a ass.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Then proceeds the rest of the episode of Anya wanting to be called
Starlight Anya.
I just like that when Becky's like, let's go to class, Anya.
Silence. Cricket.
Starlight Anya.
Okay.
You're such a hassle.
That was pretty much the episode, right? There wasn't anything after that. I can't remember.
And then it finished off with them talking about dogs and whatnot.
Yeah, that's right.
And her
that's right.
saying as a
Reward.
reward she wants a dog, and we get the first shot of Bond.
Which I'm very excited for Bond for next episode.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, the way this season is going to finish up, part one of this. All right. First off, before I say this, I'm the whole parts thing is really annoying because like. From a studio standpoint, they all consider this season one.
Yes.
So, like, season one's going to be this part and what's going to come out later. But in my mind, that's two different seasons. You can kiss my ass. So, for this season, it's going to basically wrap up with the family actually being complete. So, that's a nice little ending point, in my opinion.
Which, I feel like this is going to be a quick episode because with the whole Bond thing was because they referenced it, the bombs.
Yeah.
I was thinking that was quite a few chapters that require multiple episodes, but I guess not.
Yeah. They'll rope it up all into one, and with where we would kind of be at for this, we can only assume that part two would be the boat stuff, right?
Which would be fantastic,
dude. I'm pumped for that, dude. The boat stuff was a good arc.
The boat was good.
Yeah, boat was awesome. So yeah, that finale next week, of course. Well, really, we'll chat about it next week, but it comes out here in a couple days. So looking forward to that for sure. Next up, Shield Hero, episode 12. This one, like I already mentioned earlier, dude, it gave such hardcore finale vibes where I stone cold had to go double check. I'm like, this was supposed to be a 13-episode season, right? It is. There is another episode coming out in 5 days from when we're recording this. But, man, this episode set up the finale. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, yep, this is it. This is it. Bye.
I mean, yeah,
They even showed a tease. For like
characters.
Yeah, for season 3. So I'm like, so what is this 13th episode going to be? Is this literally just going to be like a bullshit like recap?
It's got to be because this episode finished like straight up like, hey, this is the end of the main story.
Yeah.
Because it even ended with a shot of the title screen.
Yeah.
Of him going like, it'll be fine because I am the Shield Hero.
Yeah, seriously, this was a damn finale. But we got 13. I don't know. Whatever 13 is going to be. But nonetheless, episode 12 was dope. Had always, first off, before even like the intro song came in, because again, those are always awesome moments. The music was bopping in this episode. Like I was loving the music. But we had a nice moment there where Naifumi ended up encountering with Rio, whatever. There was some stuff that happened before that, but we had a huge defining moment of him going to be using the Shield of Wrath or not. or the Shield of Rage, Shield of Wrath, whatever it is. And almost having that moment of where it's like, oh yeah, you need my power. You know, your task is to take out the waves, right? Yeah, you need my power. Just like I'm gonna basically just kind of take over his body, being like the dragon, whatever, the spirit of it that lives within the shield there. No, this episode was dope, dude. Beginning to end, very, very good episode.
Him almost straight up murdering Riche, going on.
Yeah.
It's like,
dude, that was brutal.
It was brutal. Him just going full on out on her.
Yeah,
and just being like, they weren't useful at first, but now they're useful, so I should keep them. Well, why should I bother with you, this slut who just wants to get into the bow hero's pants?
That's all. It's like, you filthy whore or whatever. I'm like, hey, Fumi, oh, goddamn. This is season 1, you. What are you doing? This is season 2.
And Riche just having a nice moment. It's like, I always wondered what you really thought about me now, Fume.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Oh, there went my phone.
Oh, well.
Dude, this was brutal. Like, that was like such a brutal interaction.
Yeah,
man.
It was. Makes me sort of curious how their relationship is, because I mean, at the time it seemed like Riche just sort of fully accepted, because she sort of had some idea of that's how now Fume slightly felt about her,
right,
and everything. But I mean, it's sort of interesting. I mean, the real interesting thing for me, which was how it opened, which was doing the comparison of now Fume and Kyo, because apparently Kyo was apparently a reincarnated person. Mm-hmm. He wasn't summoned like now Fume was, but he was apparently a reincarnated person who came to that world. Yeah,
which is good to know, because like I thought we already had like his backstory, a little tidbit, like an episode or two before, where it's like, you know, he was growing up in this world, you know, because that one chick was friends with him. So like when we started off, where, you know, he was in the IRL world, like the world we know, and I'm assuming with how they kind of showed it, he committed suicide.
Yes.
Yeah, because it looked like he was climbing to go up top of a roof, from what I kind of gathered.
He jumped out his window.
Jumped out his window. Okay. So yeah, that was a good tidbit to have, because like, you know, it gives more insight to the character.
So yeah, so it more or less lets you know that besides hero summonings, there's also isekai reincarnated people in these worlds.
Yep.
Because we've known about that, because we have, of course, all the cardinal heroes in Kasuna, in which we didn't even see the other 3 cardinal heroes.
Yeah, I don't even know what they are for this world.
So I can only assume they're either...
We did get another vassal hero weapon, though, that was apparently lost.
Mirror.
Yeah, the mirror. Apparently Kaiju had that all along.
Yeah.
So that got recovered now.
So yeah, I'm curious what her fellow cardinal heroes are, but from what it sounds like, they're all part of different countries. So, but it shouldn't have mattered. As far as I was aware, when the wave happens, it summons all the cardinal heroes regardless of where they are.
Yeah, but wouldn't it only summon them like in areas they were needed? Like, would it summon them all in the same spot?
You're right, it does summon them to areas that they're needed.
So, because, like, the thing is about, like, I guess why we didn't see them is, like, what you already touched on with the different countries thing, is, like, this world, I did things properly. You know, from what we saw in season 1, the country, what's the name of the country in the world that Nefumi's in? I forgot.
I don't remember.
Well, that country apparently jumped the gun and summoned all the heroes themselves, because that's what the queen said later, where Queen was just like, yeah, my idiot fucking husband jumped the gun, broke the rules. She's like, basically every country is supposed to get a hero, and he's just like, nah. He does it early and summons everyone to his country. So I guess in this world that we're in now, they do it properly, and every country has their own hero. But I would assume we're going to get to see them at some point, whether it be season 3 or later. I would assume season 3. I know. The thing is, actually, you know, because I'll randomly like just kind of go check on like the heroes and stuff, just out of curiosity. Last time I checked, which was here recently, I still think there's like 1 or 2 heroes that have yet to be revealed. Like their weapons are revealed.
Like the vassal weapons?
No, like the actual cardinal heroes in that world. Like I want to say like maybe only like 1 of them have actually been revealed.
Gotcha.
So there's still like maybe 1 or 2 even in the manga and light novel. It's just like, who the fuck are they? Besides the weapon.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But no, I'm so super curious about what episode 13 is, because this was the end. You know what I mean?
All I know, it showed the next 2 members of now Fume's harem. So
basically, exactly, yeah. And I guess it is also important to note with like the big climax, whatever. Like he had that defining moment where it's like fighting back with, you know, the shield of rage, whatever. And then Oast came in. It's just like, I told you didn't need this shield anymore. And he has like the tortoise shield, whatever.
And then he brings out the turtle cannon.
Yeah, the turtle cannon just completely blows this dude away and eliminates him. And then with also like the ending of the season, you know, it's just like, all right, the next beast that's going to rise is the Phoenix, which now this is something that I don't know if I missed or if this is the first time it's been revealed of the next beast. Like, has other beasts been talked about up to this point, or is it just the tortoise?
Just the tortoise. And they mentioned They had Byakuyo in her world, and Kazuna's world was the beast in their world.
Okay.
And then
Because I can only assume, because at this point, like, this is past the point where I was reading the manga. I've never read the light novel, so this is all unknown territory to me. But I would only assume that that means there's going to be 4 beasts in total.
Yeah.
Because since there's Tortoise and Phoenix, the next 2, this is the Compass Beast is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, what is that, Chinese legend, I think?
it's, I believe it's,
I think it's a Chinese folklore thing.
I can't remember.
Or
I
it's
believe you're right.
it's the 4 guardians of the
Yes,
compass.
4
It's
guardians.
dragon, tiger, tortoise, and phoenix.
Yes.
So that means we're gonna get this. Probably have to duke it out. The tiger and probably the dragon being the last one is a dragon. It's anime.
Yes.
So I thought that was a nice little tidbit. I've always been a fan of the compass beasts, and funny enough, the reason why I've always been a fan of the compass beasts because I grew up watching like the OG Beyblade, and that was the 4 beasts was the 4 compass beasts.
Yeah.
So anything that has anything to do with the 4 compass beasts, I automatically let's go, it's cool. So that's pretty dope. But yeah, I didn't know when they said the Phoenix is going to be the next one. I was like, was it mentioned already that we're going to have more beasts? I don't remember.
I mean, it made references that there was more beasts than just the tortoise, and then the Byakuyo was in their world because they were using clones of it.
Right.
But it hadn't specifically mentioned that we were going to see him immediately. So, but Suzaku's going to appear at some point.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, I'll finish up with Summertime Rendering, episode 10. Not a lot to talk about on this episode this week. It was a good episode, but, like, not a whole lot happened, in my opinion. Because, like, the biggest bulk of it was Shinpei, Urshiro, and Sao going to visit, like, the old medical clinic that Sao's family used to run, and it's been abandoned. And this is where Urshiro, this is where the original Urshiro and the Shadow Urshiro fought the other Shadow in the flashback we saw and everything. Like that it's this same building where it's this building's kind of sus. Let's go do some investigating. So a majority of the episode was investigating the place. Like, a lot of creepy stuff, like a weird ass wooden statue found. It's like, that thing's kind of fucking creepy. And Sal's just like, Dad, what the fuck were you doing here? So it's like now there's a new mystery opening up where his dad may be involved in some capacity because there's like a lot of weird shit here.
Aaron Yeager, I feel you, man.
Basically, there was one point where they found kind of like a crack in the wall, like a perfect crack all the way down, and Shinpei's like, "Hey, Ursho, you're a shadow. You can slide up in there." She's like, "Fucking fine." So she goes up in there. They find a trap door that leads down into like underground tunnels, and when they go down there, and before they do, now that Urshiro's memories, or at least again, this is the Shadow, of course, now that her memories are all regained, she kind of like now knows how to use her powers. So with that, like, she actually has the ability to sense other shadows. So before they even went down there, she's just like, "Yo, I'm just warning you, I sense some serious shadow shit going down there. I'm just warning you up front." They still go down there anyway. And that's when it further, again, opens the question to where it's just like, okay, we've heard rumors that there were underground tunnels here on the island for, like, various purposes, like from the war that happened. Because the war is something that just keeps randomly getting mentioned throughout the show where it's like, hey, this happened.
Gotcha.
It doesn't go into a lot of details, but, hey, it happened. So the tunnels is like, yeah, I've heard there was man-made tunnels that was, used for refugees and shit like that. So I guess this is what it is. And I guess this is how the shadows are getting around. They're going under these tunnels and shit. So the thing about this episode that was just horribly, horribly unsettling, and I mean horribly, is like they're kind of it's got a very eerie feeling for the vibe of the episode. They're going through, it's like there's shadows nearby. It's like they see a rat runs around the corner. Urshiro's just like, yo, that where the rat just went, there's a shadow back there. So they kind of like gear up, like, all right, let's fucking go, and they kind of peek around the corner, bro. The shadow they were sensing was so stupidly unsettling because, like, the only way I've been able to think about it all week on how to describe it is think of that disturbing ass fucking baby from Resident Evil Village. That's what we had here.
Okay.
So it's just disturbing as shit. It's not to the same size as the Village baby. Because that baby's big. It's a big ass baby. But this is still a big ass baby. Like, this baby's probably like that big. I mean, it's a good sized fucking baby there, but like the top of its head's missing, and it's just like, it's all like, the shadow form, so it's like all black and stuff, whatever. The top of its head's missing, so like you see like the weird blue component, so I can't see, right? And it's just like holding the rat down. It's gonna like, eat it or whatever. I don't know. But like the baby doesn't see them at first because it like, I don't know. I guess it's
no eyes.
No eyes, and it's a baby. I don't know. So they try fighting it, and dude, it's just like when it just starts jumping in there. It's got a long ass like Gene Simmons fucking purple tongue, you know. And, dude, it's just a disturbing sight of this baby shadow. They end up taking it out. Cool, no big deal. They go further into the tunnels, right? They get to a portion of these caves that are very clearly not man-made, right? So it's more cave vibe. And when they get in there, Ursula's just like, holy shit, the shadow that I thought we were following, it is literally all around us now. Holy shit. And then you just see like 30 of these fucking babies all over the place. And it is just so damn disturbing. And they all, basically just start to lunge and attack them. And that's how the episode ends. With the episode ending with Shinpei telling Ursula to get out of there. Because, like, even whenever they went to go try to encounter the baby at first, Ursula was like, yeah, fucking, let's go. I fucking got this. I got my memories back. I know what to do. And Shinpei's like, no, let me try to handle it first. Let me go first. She's like, well, what if you die? It's like, if I die, just time loop. No big deal. But he's like, but if you get fucked up and you die, that's a problem. Because because of what happened in this previous loop where she basically kind of, in a sense, the shadow kind of looped with him. Yeah. Because, she wasn't found on the beach like she was in the original one, right? Where he actually got to the final day when shit happened. She came up in the fucking house like, oh, hey, your curry smells good. So basically this shadow is leaping with him. And he doesn't know that if she dies, is she going to be able to loop with him again? You know what I mean? So, like, protecting her is priority number one. Like, he doesn't give a shit. He's the tank. If he goes out there and dies, it's all good, bro. Like, she's the white mage. You can't let the white mage die, basically. That's basically where we are on this. So, like, all the babies start kind of crashing in, and he tells her to run, and that was the end of the episode. So, not a whole lot to talk about other than it just being a very disturbing episode, because that baby just disturbed the shit out of me, because the Resident Evil Village baby brutally disturbs the shit out of me. Although those are some of my favorite reactions on YouTube, I will say that.
Oh, when people first encounter it?
Yes. It's disturbing. It's creepy. Yeah. But yeah, so that was Summertime Rendering this week. I mean, it was a good episode. It was a good episode. Just disturbing. It's more of a context episode more than anything, because, like I said, it's opening that door of, okay, maybe now Sal's dad is somehow involved in this whole damn thing. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, I'm definitely looking forward to the episode coming out here in a couple of days. Favorite episode of the week?
Tomodachi.
Yeah, definitely Tomodachi. Tomodachi was solid.
Tomodachi,
sorry. Tomodachi was solid as shit. All right, chapter ratings. Let's finish things up here beautifully. Woo. One Piece, 1053. You know what?
Is it on hiatus next week?
Yes, this is the beginning of it, and that's what I wanted to address. So I'll actually give this chapter a 10 out of 10.
Really?
Yep, I will give it a 10 out of 10 because of the ending. And that's also what I want to address and why I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 because of the ending, because it's just like, this is the most Oda thing to do, right? The most Oda thing to do possible is drop the hilarious bombshell that he dropped at the end of this chapter and said, I'm out for a month, or how it's like, what is One Piece on a break for 1 month or 3 months?
I think it was 3.
Okay. So he drops this massive, and I mean massive bombshell, a hilarious bombshell to end this chapter. And she's like, peace, I'm out. I just thought it was hilarious. And everyone else did. I mean, it was just a great way to end the chapter. My Hero Academia, 355.
I'll give it a 7.
You give 7 as well. JJK 188. Still have not read it. Still have not caught up.
I want the button hit for this one.
What the is this chapter?
What the fuck is happening?
I haven't read it, so I'm only assuming it's just getting worse.
I mean, I understand it more than what it was, but I still don't remember how the fuck we got here. Other than some dude uses a roulette machine as a ability.
Okay.
I give it a 7.
Okay. Next up, Mission Yozakura Family 134. I'd give this one an 8. Undead Unluck 115, which is apparently approaching its final fight. Big rip there. I'd give this one probably an 8. Yeah, 8. 8's good. Mashle 112.
Remember when this was comedy?
Yeah. Yeah. I'd give this one an 8, though. I did catch up finally.
I'd give it an 8 as well.
Sakamoto Days 75.
I'd give it a 9.
9. Elusive Samurai 67.
Oh. I'll give it an 8. Did you read this chapter?
Yeah. No, we're on Elusive Samurai, right?
Yeah.
Then no, sorry.
There was a moment where it's just like, so yeah, we have this character. we got nothing for him. And there's even a straight out of context panel, just like, yeah, even my historical editor's like, why is there nothing on this guy?
Blue Box 57.
I'll give it an 8.
8 as well. P6 37.
7.
Okay. Akane-Banashi 18.
7.
It is that time again. It's Dragon Ball Super and Boruto time. I didn't have the chapter numbers down, but it is that time again.
Okay.
Dragon Ball Super. I don't know, man. First, I want to shout this out. I meant to grab a screenshot of this, but I accidentally was trying to swipe away another notification right when the notification popped up for the Shonen Jump update. Because as soon as I happened to read it when I swiped it, I'm like, damn, I wish I would have got a screenshot of that. Because like the push notification I got from Shonen Jump app was like a shock worried face emoji on both ends of it. It's the same one, and it's just like Vegeta really takes a pounding. I'm like, poor choice of emoji and words, guys. Poor choice. I really wish I could have got a screenshot of that, but alas, I did not. I mean, at least I say I don't know when the arc's coming to a close, bro. I don't know. I give this one a 7, I guess. We have like almost like I don't know if it was a new transformation for Goku or not, or if he just went back to use Ultra Instinct Sign again, which is like the first version where his hair's still black.
Okay.
Because like he's in his mastered stage, right? Like where it's the white hair, you know, and then Vegeta's just like, no, I can still keep going. You figure out your Ultra Instinct, whatever, because it's not yours. You know, I've got my power. I've got my ultra ego. And he went on and did his thing, whatever. And Goku's like, not my power, huh? So it's like he has like a quick little moment of like meditation. Then he powers up again. It's just like the black hair. And I don't know what this is. I assume it's Ultra Instinct Sign. I have no idea. Because even other characters are making a comment. What color did his hair turn to now? Like, yeah, like even other characters are making that joke. So basically, from what I'm gathering from this, is like it's like he has like the dodging capabilities of the Master Ultra Instinct, but his heart is not calm like it would be in that mastered stage. Because to use that master stage, you need to be completely calm, right, in every form. So right now, he's as normal. He's letting his emotions be there as Goku does. You know, he's a very emotional guy in terms of how he fights and shit. So I don't know, man. I mean, I give it a 7. Boruto, whatever chapter it was, I think Boruto's on a break next month as well. I don't know what the hell the direction of this manga is right now. Like, legit, I don't know anymore. I really, really don't, because like now it's like I don't know what's like. I guess I do know the goal of like these new villains, but at the same time, it's just like they're stone cold like about to go like move into the Leaf Village. Like, I'm so confused. Like, I mean, like, I get it. That was Shikamaru's like offer to like, God, I can't remember her name, but like the new chick that was introduced, like where her special ability is like if you're around her, you naturally fall in love with her. So like his offer to her to basically kind of like piece things over and get them to fucking leave and not kill everyone is like, hey, you know, you should come live in the Leaf Village. It can be mutual beneficial because you want to get with Kawaki and Kawaki's here, you know, because she likes Kawaki. She every time she sees her thinks about her, she's like, ooh, Kawaki, even though she's like this sadistic villain, you know. So I don't know, because like with how this chapter has ended, you know, there was that doctor that I told you about where he openly said, yo, if they capture me, I'm talking. Yeah, it's that guy. He's just like, yo, you should just go move to the Leaf Village. She's like, you really think I should? He's like, yeah, let's go to the Leaf Village. And I'm just like, what are we doing? Like, I don't know, man. I'll give it a 6, I guess. Kaiju number 865. I did not read it.
I'll give it an 8.
Okay. All right, so I don't know if Weekly Shonen Magazine was on a break because, like, Eden's and Seven Deadly did not update. There was Tokyo Revengers 258. But I don't know if that was this week or last week, because I didn't read last week's chapter.
Anything I could get from it was this week's chapter.
Okay, the main thing we have to address: there's no way this guy's alive. If you read Tokyo Revengers, you know what we're talking about. But there's no way this man is alive. No chance.
Character got ran over by a motorcycle.
Straight to the chest. Like when we say ran over by a motor, like the dude driving the bike. We'll not say who, because that's a big spoiler. You know, the dude driving the bike literally like. Whoop! Just jumps off it, lets it fly at this other character. Moving bike, full speed, Will hits this character in the chest and pins him up against the train.
Dead center of mass.
There's no way. There's no way this character's alive. No chance.
Their entire chest is caved in. 9.
I'll give it a 9 as well. So I guess we're hopping over to Webtoons then. Unordinary 264. I'll give it a 9.
I'll give it a 9.
True Beauty 211. Probably a 7 on this one. Weak Hero 195. The ending was great. I love that shot of Wolf. That shot of Wolf was clean.
I mean, it was a good shot.
Yeah.
I'd personally just give it an 8, though.
I give it 8 as well. Eleceed 174.
This was the Rocky episode. I'll give it a 7.
Okay. Let's Play 169. So one thing that I really liked about this chapter, because it was just like, it was really funny, is like all chapter Mashle was like trying to work up the courage to tell Sam that he was actually, you know, Dion, which is, like his online persona. Because like when he happened to meet Sam and her friends in basically this series version of WoW, he had no idea that's actually who they were. It was just a pure coincidence. So he was like trying to work up the courage that like, hey, I'm Dion, because he didn't want to deceive her or anything. And whenever he finally gets, musters up the courage to tell her, she's just like, oh yeah, I already knew. It's like, I knew who you were. No, but the hands down the best thing about this chapter is like, the end of the last chapter is when she was trying to buy condoms, right? And there was that associate that came up and like, it's like, ooh, you want some help? Trying to like make the move on her. Mashle happened to also be shopping and see them and come over and like, play your best friend Mashle, like, hey, you're a scumbag. Maybe I feel like another area of the store with the douches could probably use your help. Just whatever. And he's like, all right, Sam. He's gone. Sam, where are you? And like the thing I love about this is that it just played it off for literally the rest of the chapter. Like this is completely normal. Sam is so embarrassed and like just embarrassed. The other word I was trying to think of just lost my brain. She literally dissolved down to a blob. We're just running with it. She's a blob now. And like Mashle just picks up the blob. He's like, oh, it's okay. He puts the blob on his shoulder. He's just like, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
This isn't a supernatural series.
No, it's not at all. Not at all. That's what made it so funny. Is that okay, I say it's not a supernatural series, but there's one character who continuously breaks the fourth wall in the most subtle ways.
Okay.
But no, it's not meant to be supernatural, no. But yeah, she is just so embarrassed by everything that just happened with trying to buy condoms that she's just turned into a blob now. And like Marsha's like, don't worry about it. She's like, because he knows Charles, he knows they're dating, and he's just being a good friend. He's like, here, I'll buy the condoms for you, so you don't have to worry about it. She's still on his shoulder. He goes up and starts checking out whatever. The person even acknowledges the blob. It's just like, oh, do you want this? You want a bag for the blob as well? And he's like, no, it's fine, no big deal. Like we just ran with it. It was fantastic.
I can only assume that what was actually happening, it was just went into comic sense of, yeah, this character's just this now, and everyone in this universe. But I can only picture, like, reality was, he literally just picked her up, threw her over his shoulder, just like, everything's fine. And he just takes her to the front, and just like, you want a bag for that? He's like, no, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. It was great. The blob was well received. I read all the comments, and everyone's just like, we need more of the blob. The blob needs to come back. I'll give it a 9. Sub-Zero 142. Did not get a chance to read this one. My fault. Down to Earth 102. I'd give this one probably an 8. Suit Armor is actually coming back tonight. Yeah, tonight Suit Armor comes back. Mage and Demon Queen came back this week.
Yes, I saw that.
Have not read it yet, but Mage and Demon Queen is back. And lastly, Reunion Chapter 19. I would probably give this one an 8. Favorite chapter of the week. I feel like I have to give it to One Piece since I gave it a 10 because the ending was just so damn funny. But in reality, like from chapter beginning to end, I'd give it to Let's Play. Let's Play was fantastic this week. I absolutely loved Let's Play.
I'd give it to Sakamoto.
Okay, fair enough. All right, well, I think that does it for today's episode. Is that anything else about anything we chatted about? Or anything else that we forgot or anything?
No, not particularly that I can think of.
Okay. I guess we can hit the music and get out of here then. Last thoughts?
Like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever your platform allows. It does help. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can hit that subscribe button to help us build the community on here. And you can hit the notification or the bell. Yeah, it'll know if anytime the video goes up. Thank you very much. Bye.
So I want the record to be known that this camera is also an auto tracker. So at some point in my flailing, it auto tracked over. So I was trying to move it back over so Josh would be in the shot. There we go. Stay. Don't move again. Anyway, do everything that he said and more. And most importantly, go to rogueenergy.com and use promo code SPARKY3 to get 10% off your order off everything in the store. Whether if you want some energy, you want the hydration, you want the pre-workout, you want the protein shake, whatever. Pick up some Rogue Energy using our promo code. Support your boys. We'd appreciate that. And then, of course, at our merch store, sparky3shop.com, you can use promo code TechProbs with a Z to get 25% off everything on your order. Shout out to that. Join the Discord. Link down in the description below for that. Follow us over at Twitter at Animan Podcast and sign up to our website, sparky3.com. Sign for free or sign for $5 a month. With that said, looking forward to next week. Got a couple more finales, and then the week after that, I know you're going to have Overlord kick off for that episode. Because I was looking at dates for everything. So for the episode after next week, the first episode of July, you'll have Overlord, and there was, I think, one other thing we might chat about, and then it would be like the second week of July where we have some more shows start that I can chat about maybe the first episode for. So lots of good stuff coming out here soon. With that said, until next time, guys, have a good one and see you.